Please stand and welcome class 167.
Everyone, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated.
Class 167, seat.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the entire staff of the Mississippi State Fire Academy, we'd like to welcome you to the graduation ceremonies of the National Fire Protection Association 1001 Firefighter Class number 167. Before we begin our ceremony today, I will call on firefighter recruit Brendan Saxa from the Jackson County Fire Department for our invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Father, we thank you first for the safe travels of our family and friends to the State Fire Academy. We ask that you give us traveling mercies on our way home. Second, we ask that you keep your hand of protection upon Class 167 as we go out, carry out your work. Let us quickly recall the training, the knowledge, and professionalism that was displayed to us by our instructors in these past 7 weeks. In Jesus' name, amen.
7 weeks ago, these young men came here to start their careers in one of the most honorable but hazardous professions, and that is firefighting. And I'm sure they had learned and been told from their department and other firefighters what it would take to be a firefighter, not only in this state, but anywhere in the world. The hard work that comes with it, the teamwork, the dedication, the courage, and the sacrifice they must endure to be successful in this business. These men come here today as the future of the fire service of the state of Mississippi, and they came from across the state, from the northern part of our state, Olive Branch Fire Department, Horn Lake Fire Department, Corinth Fire Department, Columbus Fire Department, Amory Fire Department, Starkville Fire Department, Splunge Volunteer Fire Department, and from the central part of the state, the Pearl Fire Department, Brandon Fire Department, Ridgeland Fire Department, Richland Fire Department, Flowood Fire Department, Newton Fire Department, and Yazoo City Fire Department. And from the southern part of the state, Picayune Fire Department, Poplarville Fire Department, D'Iberville Fire Department, and Jackson County Fire Department. Let's give them a hand. Guys, as I said earlier, you're starting in one of the world's most honored but yet hazardous professions. Since September the 11th, 2001, firefighters have been ranked as one of the most prestigious occupations in the world, followed closely by teachers and scientists. That places each one of you in a very elite group of people. Outside of wartime, firefighting ranks usually as the #1 most hazardous occupation in the world. You came here 7 weeks ago to learn the knowledge and skills that it would take to be a firefighter in this state. You were taught to make a positive difference when literally seconds matter, usually when people are having the absolute worst days of their lives. You were trained by one of the finest training staff, instructional staff assembled anywhere in the world, and they taught you 3 things: to save lives, to save property, and to do it safely. Never forget the people that supported you throughout these 7 weeks and will support you throughout your career. Your families, your friends, the mayors of your areas, the fire chiefs, the fire departments, the instructors, not only these instructors, but ones that you will have in the future. And lastly, but certainly not least, the citizens that you're sworn to protect in your jurisdiction. Guys, this is your state fire academy. I want to encourage you to excel in your training and knowledge. It very well could be the key that brings you home safely at night. I want to thank all of you for choosing the fire service, and good luck to you all. Thank you.
Good afternoon. The State Fire Academy employs 28 full-time fire instructors on campus here each day to train a wide variety of disciplines in the fire service community. The Certification Bureau is charged with teaching and training this firefighter recruit class. These guys do 6 of these classes a year, putting out over 200 firefighters on the streets every day. One of the things that makes me fortunate to have your loved ones trained here at the Fire Academy is we're fortunate enough to have the best in the game here doing the job every single day. Let me take just a second to introduce our staff to you. Starting on the left is Instructor Barry Burnside, Senior Advanced Instructor Mike Word, Senior Advanced Instructor Rob Fisher, Senior Instructor Will Cockey. On the stage to my left is Senior Advanced Instructor Ricky Lee, and the class coordinator for Class 167, Senior Instructor Clarence Parks. If you would, join me in a round of applause for these individuals. Let me say just a couple of words from the Certification Bureau to each of you guys on this day, and we can't express to you how great of appreciation we have for each of y'all for deciding to fill out that application one afternoon and join the fire department. The fire service at this day and time really needs a good shot of fresh air shot into our departments, and we have all the faith in the world that you'll come back to our cities and our communities across this state and serve and protect them. You know, I think about our families and our times and the reasons why we do this job, and I think about the afternoons at night when I see my father grab my 2 little boys and they walk outside and they'll start looking at the stars. And he'll show them how how he used to fly airplanes and navigate around those stars. And he'd take the edges of the Big Dipper and he'd line them up and he'd point to them and say, this is how you find the North Star. It's a constant. It's always there. And on a nightly basis, he'd take them out there and he'd show them those type of things. Then one night, my oldest asked him, he said, well, Poppy, where do the stars go when the sun comes up? They disappear. He said, no, they're always there. Even though you can't see them, they're always there. It's like our fire service and our firefighters. You're always there. We have a small group of people in our society that live on that top 1% of the edge. Our military has it, our police officers have it, and our firefighters have it. You have the ability to find that little stretch of courage inside your body that allows you to serve in our time of need and then drift right back into our community and be right there as a pivotal part of our youth growing up and spending time with them every day. Thank you for your service. Thank you for filling out that application. Thank you for joining the fire service, and thank you for your hard work.
I don't remember them saying I'd have to watch a man take his last breath with his wife and daughter at his chest, or to see a family's home go up in flames, knowing they just lost everything. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on and don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today, 'cause you know God made us that way. I never thought I'd see the terror in a mother's eyes as she watched her 15-year-old die, or to feel the fire slap me in the face as it moves through this house at a steady pace. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on, don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today, 'cause you know God made us that way. And I hope to God I never have to see a brother fall in battle at a fire we can't defeat. We've got to know we did our best. Go on, don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today, 'cause you know God made us that way. You know God made firefighters that way.
Greetings, and again, welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. We are truly grateful to have all of you with us, all of your families and friends and brothers and sisters here in the fire service. The song that you just heard, God Made Us That Way, really tells a a pretty decent story about us as firefighters and what we do in this line of business. And that song itself was actually written and composed by one of our very own here at the State Fire Academy, Shannon Sandridge, who is the instructor chief of our curriculum bureau. So we truly thank him, because that song means a lot to us with the line of duty that we do here. Truly, it has been an honor to serve as the coordinator for Class 167. And I guess I have to say this, and I know I probably have some people to talk to me and probably comment on my social medias and so forth. But prior to 167 coming here, I would like to say that probably Class 160 was the best class that I've coordinated since me being an instructor with the State Fire Academy. And truly they have and always will be very dear to my heart. As a matter of fact, even Class 166, whom I did not coordinate, was very close to those guys as well. But this class, this class right here, just like I told you last night, you guys have shown so much strength, so much endurance, so much resiliency. In my opinion, just like I told you last night, you have raised the bar. And I think that you guys deserve another round of applause. Like I said, I know that there'll be some other firefighters across the state that'll come talk to me after this and tell me that they were the best and so forth, but I have to give you accolades. You guys truly raised the bar with the 1001 class. And again, it has been a pleasure. We oftentimes like to talk about how much you go through and tell the crowd, but I don't know if I could do that justice. So the class has selected as a class speaker for Class 167, one of their very own, Mr. Tommy Griffin from the Newton Fire Department.
Let me adjust that mic. Thank you, Instructor Parks, and thank you all for coming here today. My plan was to brag on us today, but since Instructor Parks did that, I'll just do what's on this paper. Walt Disney, after he became famous and successful, he said, all of the adversity that I've had in my life, all of the struggles and obstacles, they've strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the teeth may be the best thing that's ever happened to you. And 7 weeks ago, 30 of us came here from all over this great state to take part in what I hope is the biggest obstacle that I ever do receive. Today, I'm honored and humbled to be selected by my class to tell you our story. One may see this program as an opportunity to learn the basics of firefighting, climbing ladders, spraying water, and so on. And while that would be correct, they're missing out on the greatest lessons that were taught to us while we were here. These are the lessons that you won't find in the book. These are the virtues that can only be found through adversity. Those kicks in the teeth that Mr. Disney was talking about. 7 weeks ago, day one, 30 of us with aspirations of becoming firefighters walked into a classroom with no idea what to expect. We looked across the room, sizing up one another, never even considering that we were a team. It was every man for himself. Within minutes, however, we'd be greeted by our first instructor and given a tour of the campus. As Instructor Parks locked us out of the front gate, we learned the first virtue that we would learn in this course. We had to become a team. Thankfully, we made it past the first week, only losing one. However, due to scheduling conflicts with other classes, the next week would be the dreaded hazmat week. This week would be full of stress for all 29 of us, more stress, again, than I ever hoped to endure in my life. But this stress was more than just a problem. This stress is what made us come together. You should have seen how many firefighting recruits we had piled up in those little rooms studying. But we'd finally become a team, and thankfully so, because after a long night of studying, we were hit with something that every firefighter in the state is familiar with, and that's the evac walk. With every step you took, it only seemed like there were more in front of you. And as bad as we wanted to stop, we kept going, and we didn't do it for ourselves, but we did it for that brother beside us. Unfortunately, this day would claim another one of our classmates. However, 167 stayed strong and finished this week with no second attempts on the hazmat finals. We had made it through hazmat week as a team. Next week, we would go on to accept a challenge from our instructors, and we would receive our flag. I've never seen a group of guys so happy in my life. Once we won our flag, we knew that the atmosphere would change. It would be much less hectic and a happier place here at the academy. So we were having a great time. Things were going silky smooth, Noah Pate. Instructor Parks had taken off for week 4, and we continued our newfound winning attitude, if you will. And in true 167 fashion, we overdid it until it got us in trouble. As we made laps around that track, completing our second evac walk, we knew that we would have to change our ways, and we were not here to play. When week 5 rolled around and Instructor Parks came back, we knew that we had another debt to pay. So we worked. Once our troubles were gone, we started learning really how to be firefighters. And days flew by after that because we always stayed learning something new. At the end of week 6, we would gain a new student from the last class, and he fit right in. Week 7, after taking pictures, fighting some fire, taking some finals, we find ourselves wrapped up in this moment right here. We stand in front of you, and we know that we've earned this moment. Class 167, I thank you for what you've done. Class officers, especially you, Captain Rob, thank you, because not all of us would be here without you guys. Brothers and sisters of the fire service that have taken up our slack while we were here, I thank you. Friends, family, wives, girlfriends, and fiancés, thank you for the extra work that you put up in our absence. Instructors, thank you for your warm smiles and your loving attitudes that made this 7 weeks mean what it does. Class 167, I remind you that after these 7 weeks, the glory should not go to us, the glory should not go to the instructors, but to God, who found us worthy to be a part of the greatest class, of the greatest academy, in the greatest nation on the planet. And as for the citizens of our respective communities, I hope that you can feel safe and rest easy, knowing that today, 167 is back in service.
Job well done. Well done. I'm impressed. Your words are a little taller than, well, never mind. Great job, Tommy. That was excellent. It really was. And it truly spoke volumes of this class. So we thank you for that. Oh, yeah. I forgot your step stool. So, oftentimes when we put our classes together, we have to try to find someone within the class that will assist us with making sure that everybody in each group has a leader, someone to look up to, someone to assist us in passing information along. And we've chosen 3 strong, capable individuals in this class to lead class 167. Captain from the Pearl Fire Department, Captain Robert Jones, and our lieutenants from the Corinth and the Richland Fire Department, Ronald Taylor and Reed Hawthorne. So over the course of 7 weeks, we have roughly 38 to 40 different types of exams and numerous amounts of skills that each student has to pass with a 70% passing mark. And we would like to choose out of this to find who actually had the highest grade. And it was pretty close. As a matter of fact, it was separated by a third of a point. So, but with that being said, I think most of the class already know that Alan Bain from the Olive Branch Fire Department is our highest GPA. Couple of other awards that we like to give out. These guys, on day one, we actually come in with a physical fitness assessment where they have to do a number of pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, and a 1.5 mile run. And we use this to measure their conditioning to see if they've gained any strength, if their endurance is a lot better throughout the 7 weeks. And we are grateful today to present this award to none other than the leader of this class, very strong individual, Captain Robert Jones, most fit class member. Now, this last award is, I guess, more of a personal award. And this actually came down a few months ago as what we call our Making a Difference Award. Myself, I like to call it the Reggie Bell Award, as he is the mission leader here at the Fire Academy. And you see the statement as you come in the door, have you made it, or as you're leaving, have you made a difference today? And it means a lot to us as we continue to pour into these young men to become firefighters. But this young man, it could have been easily the captain because he's been very strong, very motivating, very encouraging on every level. He really has. But when you talk about making a difference, you have to really think about the resiliency of people, how well you're able to bounce back, how well you're able to endure. When times get hard, can you push harder? And this young man has pushed. He has grown, and with tears, with joy, he made it. So I'd like to present this award, this Making a Difference Award, to none other than Corey Cox, the Yazoo Fire Department. If you see the flag over here to my left, this flag represents how this group has actually come together. And as Tommy mentioned, it was about week 3 before they was able to obtain that. This class does say that class 167 is a very strong and competent team. Again, congratulations, class 167.
On behalf of Class 167 and everybody in it, we'd like to rededicate this flag and give it back to Mississippi State Fire Academy and Executive Director Bell.
As you look at that flag, you see a piece of nylon. But to class 167, that represents each one of you. And it will now be in the classroom with all the other 166 flags in there. And you are now a member of the fire service of this state. The Mississippi Fire Academy is a division of the Mississippi Insurance Department. Insurance Commissioner and State Fire Marshal Mike Cheney wanted to be here today, and he's going to do everything he could, but I don't see him. but he wanted me to pass along to each one of you how proud he is of your dedication to saving life and property and protecting the citizens of the state of Mississippi. So that is from him. Our guest speaker today was just appointed by Governor Phil Bryant as the Executive Director of the Mississippi Office of Homeland Security. He also serves as a Homeland Security Advisor to the Governor and the Executive Branch. He was commissioned in the United States Secret Service in 1991, retiring as a Supervisory Special Agent. His Secret Service assignments included executive protection detail of former President Ronald Reagan and many visiting foreign heads of state, U.S. Secret Service Intelligence Division specializing in international terrorism and operation. And most recently, before this appointment, he was the resident agent in charge for the Secret Service in the state of Mississippi. His law enforcement career began in the United States Coast Guard, where he served as a weapons specialist and a boarding officer. He holds a degree from the University of South Alabama in criminal justice administration with a minor in psychology. Please help me make welcome the Executive Director for the Mississippi Office of Homeland Security, Mr. Mark McKee.
I'm truly honored that a lifelong gun carrier will be asked to address you guys here today, but I'll try to do you proud. But I'm in a position now where I help all first responders, and it's a good position to be in. The Class 167, congratulations on your graduation. You're now a first responder. So the Mississippi Office of Homeland Security exists to help first responders do their jobs better, and we do this through training and equipping. The threats we face today often appear more frequent and seemingly more dangerous than in the past. Unfortunately, this trend should continue in the future. We combat this by preparedness and vigilance. The mission of this agency is to partner with federal, state, and local first responders during disasters, both natural and man-made, to prevent, protect, and respond to all threats and acts of terrorism that happen in this state. Our goal is to identify and protect vital infrastructure within the state and strengthen their vulnerabilities. This year alone, we've provided over $1 million to fire programs in Mississippi. This center right here is a recipient of a lot of that money. I hope you all benefit from these programs my office offers in the future. It will help you be better prepared for the mission that you're called upon to serve. I believe the core preparedness element in Mississippi is the local responders, fire, police, and EMS. You all have a tremendous impact on the citizens of the state every day. And as a resident of the state, I can't thank you enough for the job that you do. I hope you all stay safe, and congratulations again. Thank you.
Class 167, attention. Left, face. Forward, march.
Robert D. Aubrey. Alan Bain. Preston H. Blocker. Kevin Bolig. Adam Carter. Ryan P. Conley. Corey E. Cox. Tevis Delandro. James A. Denson. Jimmy P. Finnegan. Tommy L. Griffin. Chris W. Hales. Reed T. Hawthorne. Jake R. Husley. Ryan Jarrell. Robert M. Jones. Cameron B. Ladner. Jacob T. Ligon. John T. McCardle. Mitchell G. Minga. Stephen A. Morgan. Noah Pate. Jordan L. Pimenter. Brandon W. Saxa. William Sergerson. William H. Squires. Eric B. Summerall. Ronald Taylor. And Kenneth W. Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, by the power invested in the Mississippi State Fire Academy by the laws of the state of Mississippi, I now award Class 167 the designation of firefighters in the state of Mississippi. God bless you all. This now concludes our ceremony today. I want to invite you all to stay around and see some of the places these guys had such a vacation over the last 7 weeks. And I want to wish you all safe travels back home every day, and God bless you for support. Thank you.